Guys, welcome to Luke and Lewis. We are back in studio. Zoom no longer, for this episode at least. You might be wondering, wow, Lewis looks good today. And well, Luke, have you done something? Have you become invisible? The answer is Luke is not invisible. He's actually just not here. He's currently interstate. COVID has messed us around, so it is me and a very underwhelming special guest host. Welcome to the show, the last resort, the final person we could find after Radio Mike said no, after Jack Post from Hamish and Andy didn't respond to my text. Welcome to the show, last resort, Keelan Brown. Woo! Welcome, mate. How do you feel?
Excited.
You feel excited? This is your okay. He's learned the sound effects. That's a little bit presumptuous to think. Okay, little bit presumptuous to think that you are allowed. Normally, I operate the sound effects, but you know what? I've been inspired by you, and well done. Welcome to the show, mate. Luke is currently away, but when we actually checked in today, we haven't been to the studio for about a month. You're leaving again. Where are you going?
I need to get my phone.
Okay, so man, you've already blown it. You've already blown it. Where's your phone?
It was in my pocket.
Okay, well, can you relax, man? We're trying to have a good time.
Got it.
Don't look at your phone. Put the phone down and just co-host with me.
It's on a timer.
Okay, well then let the timer go off.
All right, I'm good. I'm ready.
Okay.
Want to start again?
No, no, absolutely not. This is it. Guys, we haven't been here for about a month because we were interstate and then quarantine. But if you remember, before we left, we had actually been harassing Money Ryan, the person who runs this whole operation, our boss, for toilet paper because we went about 3 weeks without any toilet paper in the men's bathroom. That ran out first. Then we resorted to the women's bathroom. We used all of that. We even went to the disabled bathroom, which I found out Keelan was using since day one. As we all know, he hates the disabled. But even the toilet paper ran out there. We got down to using dry hand paper bench towels.
Low quality paper towel.
Yeah, terrible stuff. And then there was just fucking nothing. Like if you wanted to poo, you had to just suck it up. So we'd been tweeting at Money Ryan every day, just pictures of the toilet situation, pleading for help. Because as we know, Money Ryan, he giveth, which we're very grateful for, but often he does ignoreth. And for the most part, he completely ignored every single message, didn't respond to one of them.
Except to point out that we'd been pissing on the floor.
No, that was someone else pointed that out. Not even he pointed that out. That was someone else on Twitter. I assume he noticed the piss and he was like, well, I'm ignoring that.
Yep.
I'm not going to respond to that behavior. And that was your piss, if I remember correctly.
Not my piss. I sit down to piss.
That's... Okay, well, maybe you should be using the women's bathroom instead of the disabled bathroom, you know?
The handlebar is a good armrest.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Or a tool that those people need to use.
Speaking of disabled people.
Well, I don't want you to go on a rant. You're already getting angry.
Last night.
Let me finish my story.
Okay, all right.
And then we can yell about the disabled. I know you're very excited to be here. Like, you've been here for not even 5 minutes, and you're always like, mate, let me tell you my least favorite thing about those absolute monsters in wheelchairs. I was actually Googling something. Have you heard of eugenics? No, Keelan, all right? We're not doing that, okay? So I'd been tweeting at Ryan and encouraging all of you guys to tag Ryan in the post and on the Instagram story, commenting on his social media, and he completely ignored all of it. It seems like no matter how often you ask, he still can ignore it. But we got in today after being away for an entire month, and I'm happy to report, guys, that after over a month of ignorething, Money Ryan giveth. So we haven't been at the studio for about a month, and Keelan went to the bathroom and immediately grabbed me, and now we're filming this. So I assume something's happened in the bathroom. Let's have a look. Okay, that's disrespectful. I get 3 plies I get 3 squares of toilet paper. Luke gets 2, and you and Ruben are gonna have to share 1 square.
And a tea towel.
Oh, and a tea towel. Well, you know what? I can't complain, Ryan. He didn't ignore it, and he has given it. I'm pretty happy with that.
This has been there since the day after we left to go to Gold Coast.
Oh.
Sunshine Coast. So it's been there for about a month. So everyone else in the office has just been having to look at that.
And they just can't touch it.
Yeah, apparently.
That's great.
And the busiest toilet of the office as well.
What I find really curious is how I got 3 squares of toilet paper, Luke got 2, and then you and Ruben have to split 1.
Yeah.
I understand giving the editors 1 to split. Very funny. That's really funny because there's 2 of you and there's only 1 square.
Yeah.
Great joke. I don't understand why I get 1 more square of toilet paper than Luke. Is that a joke that I'm missing? Do they think I'm more important? Is it because I'm long?
Perhaps you have a dirtier hole.
I just give off dirty hole vibes. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll have to ask Money Ryan. I mean, I won't get an answer, but I will ask. Great. So anyway, the disabled. you did this.
Yeah.
So you found out. By the way, we did try and get Luke on. He's internet issues, so it just isn't working. Sometimes this will happen when we're touring.
Last resort.
So Keelan was the last resort. You had about 24 hours to plan this.
Yeah.
And you're like, mate, disabled people number 1.
Yes.
This is the first top. This is your first impression as guest host.
Found a hack.
Electric wheelchairs. They're hackable.
No. So parking around my building is really difficult unless I want to pay $300 a month for a reserved spot. Found out,
Who the fuck has $300 a month in Frankston?
not me or anyone else who lives in the building because that car park's empty. But there's a disabled spot behind my building.
Yeah.
No one ever parks in it. Ever.
Okay.
And did you know
Yeah.
that you're not going to get a ticket for parking there?
Yeah.
So every night
Yeah.
I park there. A reserved spot right out the front
Yeah.
every single day.
You've been parking in the disabled spot of your building every day.
Yes.
How long for?
Whenever you and I went and got the TV, remember how I parked in the disabled spot that night? Since about a week before that.
Okay. So like months.
Yeah.
And you're going to continue to do this?
Yes.
You're not worried about
Any fines I get, I'll take to court.
Well, it's not. But what are you going to say in court? Your Honor, it was empty at the time.
My theory is they're not going to take me to court because Frankston doesn't have the resources.
Well, okay.
And I'm right.
So you're banking on the suburb that you and I live in just being so poor that they can't afford to take the guy who's exploiting the disabled to court.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
What are you going to do? Fine me?
Well, yeah. I think that's probably exactly what they're going to do. You know what? I would encourage anyone in Frankston in a wheelchair, please move into Keelan's building. just so that there's a chance that one day you will see him park in your spot and you'll get out. Well, you won't get out, obviously. Someone will have to help you. And then you'll look at him and go, come on, dude, I need that.
There is a guy in a wheelchair in my building.
Okay, you can't use the spot. I thought there was no one in the building that was disabled. If you know there's someone who's disabled, you can't use it ever.
And he knows me by name and I always talk to him.
But where does he park?
Not my problem, is it? It's not my problem.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. He's not parked there. It doesn't matter.
Well, then where does he park? Does he have a car?
I don't know. He's got a wheelchair.
You should ask him. Well, I suppose people in wheelchairs don't drive. So it's only for like people who are a little bit less disabled than him, really.
What's worse?
You.
Parking in a disabled spot with no permit. Mm-hmm. Parking in a disabled spot with a fake permit.
Definitely a fake permit. Because
Well, good thing I don't do that.
yeah. The
regularly.
fact that you've thought about this means you've at least Googled it.
My girlfriend's dad has a few spares that I could just chuck on my windscreen.
He's disabled.
Yes, technically, yes.
Okay, technically. What do you mean technically? How do you mean technically disabled? Does that mean like, if there was an emergency, he'd be fine?
He's sick enough that he qualifies.
Okay, right. Okay, so just in, which is the best kind of disabled, isn't it? Like just snuck in there.
He can walk, but technically it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend, she got the Pfizer vaccine because she has mental health issues. Just in, you know? And now, you know what else? Now, right? Technically, I'm her carer, so I could get the vaccine as well. So I'm just into Pfizer if I wanted to.
Well, that's good.
I don't know.
Maybe I shouldn't say this. My dad uses his parents' permit spot, permit pass thing to park wherever he wants.
That's bad. See, I think that what you do is still bad.
Yeah.
But having a pass means it's just you putting out to the universe, and I'll do it again, and I don't care. and I do this so often that it's becoming inconvenient for me to risk the fine,
People got upset at me in the comments
as
last
they should, and I'm sure they are now.
last episode.
Yeah.
Because I talked about just leaving dog shit wherever the dog shits.
You're the most fucking inconsiderate person.
You know,
You would get out. Your dog would get out of the car that's parked in a disabled spot, shit on the ramp they would use. You'd be like, oh well, it's nature, isn't it?
you know, the first
Tough world.
week I was in Canberra, Phoebe and I took the dog on a walk, and it does a big shit.
Yeah,
And Phoebe goes, "Oh, you're walking it. You have to pick the poo up."
yeah.
And so with my foot, I covered the shit with leaves, and then go, "What shit?" And she got so upset with me. She didn't talk to me for half an hour. We were on a walk, and she didn't talk to me
But why didn't she pick it up then?
because I was walking the dog. Technically, it's my responsibility.
Did you have a bag with you?
Plenty.
So you're the guy. So was the bag attached to the leash?
Yes.
So you're putting out the energy to the universe of like, man, I pick up my dog's poo so often that I keep a bunch of bags here attached to the leash just in case. So I don't forget the bag, so there is no chance that I don't pick up the poo. And then you watch him do it and you go, cold world. Tough luck.
You'd be happy to know if it happened on the street, I'd pick it up on our street. If it happens anywhere else, not my responsibility.
So it's if a neighbor would see you. But that doesn't make sense because you're parking in the disabled spot in your street. So your morals don't make any sense. If it's poo, you'll clean it up.
Yeah.
So you think that a dog's shit is more important than a disabled person.
Yes.
That's not
No.
good. I set you up for a trap. You're not supposed to agree with me.
No, I'm joking. Disabled people, they go all right. They're giving it a crack.
Yeah, they're having a crack. Yeah, good on him. So, okay, hypothetical. Dog poos in a park, like a walking path.
Yes.
You pick it up?
Depends where. If it's on a path,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
If it's in a kind of secluded area with lots of trees and bushes, no.
Okay, hypothetical. I ask you if a dog poos in a park, will you pick it up? Do you lie to me? Okay, good. Good. So what you said before was truthful then.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's good. So you're not a complete monster.
Only sometimes.
Only if you're disabled. You would view you as a monster.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
This is all satire and performance.
Okay, great. Well, you've been here for 13 minutes and you've already been exposed to everyone that you're kind of the worst guy ever. So I'd say you're making a great impact.
I'm actually worried now. I applied for Big Brother, and I'm worried that they're going to watch this episode and go, "This guy's an asshole," and then like ban me from the show.
No, if anything, they would go, this guy's an asshole, get him on.
Yeah.
This guy's a contender. You'd be an imposter, for sure.
Intruder.
Whatever, intruder.
But no, that I wouldn't like that because throughout all of Big Brother history, no intruder has ever won.
Really?
Ever.
Well, maybe you could be the one guy to do it.
Maybe.
The odds are against you. You know, I could see you coming in as an intruder in a wheelchair, and your secret intruder mission, because sometimes they have missions.
Yeah.
Your mission is to make everyone believe that you're disabled. And then one day, this will be good, during the Friday night games, it's like really time for you to it's like down to the last minute.
Can you plug the laptop in?
Into power. Yeah, I could probably do that.
You didn't do that before. You said you were.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. But, you know, mate.
Speaking of Big Brother.
This is Big Brother.
It's launch week.
Keelan's Big Brother recap starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Haven't watched it in 3 weeks. I have no idea what's happening.
I was getting ready to go to sleep. You haven't watched it.
Nah.
That's it? Great. Oh, what a good man. I'm starting to like this segment. I was getting ready for bed then. That was great. Man, we should do that segment less often. That's really good. I love that. Yeah, I reckon that you would be an intruder and you come in a wheelchair, and then during like a month after you've come into the house, during the Friday night games, they'll set you up to like, you know, the opposing team will like, oh, we'll verse him. He's in a fucking chair. We'll smash him.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the round, you just stand up, win the round, betray everyone. You go, I could use my legs the whole time. Do a little jig.
You know, in the 2008 series, no, this isn't even relevant. I don't know why I brought it up. One of the girls in the first week had to go home because she broke her back doing one of the tasks.
Fuck. Her back. What was the task?
It was Friday night games.
Limbo?
I don't know. She was a dwarf.
Shouldn't laugh. See, this is your influence on me. I hear about a guy. I mean, are dwarves disabled? Probably.
Yeah, they are. They technically are.
Okay, yeah, that's another just in, isn't it? It's like, I'm disabled. Oh, yeah, you're just really short. You know?
They can still walk to the shops from where their car park is.
It might just take them a while. Yeah, that's
Takes them
true.
twice as long.
Yeah, that is true. Like, how short do you have to be until you're disabled? Am I disabled? Is there an opposite spectrum?
There is, isn't there? Isn't it like a couple of feet taller than you?
I don't know.
Surely like 7.5 foot is disabled.
I would say so. Any bigger than me would be really bad. Because I've started driving and it's looking like I'll actually get my license, I've started thinking about what type of car would I want. So I've been sitting in a lot of different people's cars that I know. I'm too tall for like, I've never really thought about this because I've never really like been serious about driving. I am too tall for most cars. I've sat in my girl's car, which is a Honda Jazz. That's small. Obviously, that's too small for me. I've sat in the driver's seat of yours. The roof is too low. And then I have to have my seat so far back because of my legs that then the door is in my way. I can't see out of it.
It's even too small for me. The
Yeah.
driver's seat, yeah.
Yeah, I sat in a Tesla. I was like, oh man, a Tesla, they have like really big windows. Not that I could afford one, but not too small. I'm going to have to get get one of those big fat American cars, I think.
Like a Ford Ranger.
Oh, but I hate them.
Just get a big Jeep, one of those Jeep Wranglers, like the square ones.
With the roof off.
Or just get a G-Wagon.
Or I'll get a Mini Cooper, cut the roof off.
Yes.
Decapitate myself under that Montague Bridge. That'd take me out.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, it's speaking of things that we both like. It's time for a fan favorite segment here. Now,
I
this
haven't
is
thought of one.
Yeah. You said before the episode that you would think of one for the intro. I'm about to hit the intro, Keelan, and if you don't nail this in about 25 seconds, it's all over for you guys. This is Do You Know? Make sure you send them in to lukeandlewis5@gmail.com. You can email us at any time unless you're telling someone not to park in a disabled space. And we would love to hear them. It's basically the best segment we've come up with today.
Yeah.
I'm stalling, man. I'm trying. You're thinking really hard.
I think I got one.
Okay, all right. Well, guys, this is Do You Know? Hey, guys, do you know
Sam Neill.
Yeah, I've heard of them. Tell me more.
If he liked to skin baby sheep, would he be lamb peel?
Yeah, I think he would. That's good. Lamb peel. That's really good. On the fly.
Yeah, that was
Well
good.
done, mate. Well
I'm
done.
impressed. I'm impressed.
I'm very impressed. We've got one from a big fan of the show here. loyal listener.
Hey boys, it's Luke. First time, long time. Do you guys know Luke Kidgel?
Heard of him? Yep. Not
Lightest
here
guy
often.
ever.
Yeah,
something.
yeah, facts.
You don't owe me, guys.
If he was in charge of a water supply that was smeared with streaks of shit and he wanted to destroy it from a distance, would he be Nuke Skidwell? Yeah, miss you boys.
Yeah, I think that he would. I think that he would. Hey, Keelan,
Hey.
do you know Chicken Imp?
Yeah, heard of him. Yep.
Yeah, terrible emails. If
Bad ideas.
if his boyfriend, sorry, if he struggled with erectile dysfunction, would his boyfriend be licking limp? You reckon?
That one sucks.
What's wrong with that? Chicken Imp licking limp? That's good.
That's the worst one you've ever done.
That rhymes. That's funny. That is class.
No, I hate
substance. It paints a picture. He has erectile dysfunction, so
hate
his
that.
boyfriend would be licking limp.
Yeah.
He'd be licking a limp penis. That's funny. You're a shit co-host.
What?
That rocks.
That's a bad one.
I'm calling Luke.
Yo.
Hey, Luke, we're recording.
Mate.
I've just been, we're halfway through the episode, and me and Keelan are feuding because he has a bad sense of humor. And I just need to clarify that this is a very good Do You Know and very funny.
Okay. By the way, how was my one received? Just out of 10.
Oh yeah, your one was like very good. Probably like a 7, I think.
Wow.
But the Miss You Boys was like a 9. So overall mixed score would be like an 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah. So well done. This one that I'm about to tell you was received with like a 3, but I feel like it's at least a 7. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, do you know Chicken Imp?
Yeah, hate him. Villain of the show.
Yeah, yeah. If he struggled with erectile dysfunction, would his boyfriend be licking limp?
It's not that
He would be
funny.
looking like-
That is that funny.
That's funny, Keelan, because we hate Chicken Imp, and it was negative about him.
Yeah.
And I also think him or his boyfriend couldn't get it up, because that's how I picture them in the bedroom. I think
right.
That's funny for reasons above the rhyme in itself. because
Exactly.
I enjoy a good Chicken Imp slam.
It has depth. Yeah. So out of 10?
Yeah, definitely an 8, dude. Give that more.
Yeah. Thank you, Keelan. An 8.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm wrong.
Well, okay. Sound off in the comment
Yeah.
section below. Let's settle
Sounds
this.
good.
Out of 10.
That had a lot of depth, just like actually just like the opposite of Chicken Imp's boyfriend.
Needs work. I give that a 3.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it, guys. That was a 3. Okay, goodbye.
Lamb Peel was better.
That Sam Peel was very good. Okay, Sam Peel was great. Especially for on the fly. So guys, send in your Do You Knows. Make sure you audio record them and write them down so Keelan can read them before he listens to you ramble on. To lukeandlewis5@gmail.com. Email us at any time, unless you're parking in a disabled spot. So
Before we move on,
What?
we're about halfway in.
yeah.
How am I going?
Man, honestly, performance review, you've been doing great. You've been doing a great job. I think the banter's there. I think your presence is there. Bit presumptuous with the sound effects, but that's all right. You know, everyone's new. We all make mistakes.
That was the wrong one.
Yeah, okay, we'll see. Bit presumptuous and also not really competent enough to be operating a soundboard. That's more of my thing. I would rate your skills on the soundboard a solid. Sorry, that's not solid at all, is it? Quite liquid, that. Very, very liquid. For the content that you're bringing to the show, trashing the disabled straight in. I think it's funny. Whether or not the audience does, that's up to them. But as you know, as we all know, sometimes their feedback is the one that is ignored the most. So that doesn't really matter to me.
It's all satire and performance.
It is all satire and performance. Outfit, I'm gonna rate poorly. Do you support that team? The Devils hockey team, CCM?
Yeah.
Who are they?
The Devils hockey team.
Yep. And
America.
who is their goalie?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
okay.
bought this at a vintage store online, mystery box.
Mystery box.
This is the best of the three I got.
Right.
I almost wore a Pittsburgh Steelers zip up today.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, hang on.
God
I'll
you
take it off.
Oh, what are you wearing under this? This is going to affect your performance review. Okay, you're fired.
This is Big Brother.
It's launch week.
Keelan's Big Brother recap starts in 5, 4, 3,
This is
2,
the,
1.
We've missed a few recaps, so just catch up.
This is the 2006 Big Brother recap.
Yeah.
Didn't watch it.
Okay. Great. Well, look, guys, if you're watching along at home, if you would like to give a performance review to Keelan, let us know how he's going at this point, and then, leave a second comment or update your comment at the end of the episode and just round off that performance review, and we'll see if he'll ever be allowed back.
I'm bringing lots of laughs.
Well, I mean, you're laughing a lot. You're bringing a lot of your own laughs,
Yeah.
for sure. I'd say you've laughed a lot at more than I have at things that you've said.
Wasn't specific about who's laughing.
That's true. You're bringing a lot of laughs. I'll note that down. Well, now look, I think that what could really make your performance review, add on a few extra points is just doing one of the very important jobs here at Luke and Lewis, and that's celebrating our sponsors for today's episode. Who are they?
Nobby.com.au. Mm-hmm. Use code SOUNDOFF for $5 off your first order.
That's right. Good. You're going great.
Nobby are very comfortable. I'm not wearing them today.
Well, that's a black mark. That's not very good. What are you wearing?
I don't want to say.
You don't want to say what are you wearing? Better not be Bonds.
No, they're not Bonds. Hang on.
He's not wearing anything.
I'm wearing the shitty Alpha ones from Kmart.
Disgusting. It's worse than Bonds. Dude, get some Manscaped.
Gorillas.
What are those made out of?
I don't know.
The tears of children. Whereas Nobby.com.au make the best underwear in the game. I'm wearing mine. Absolutely. Check me out. I'm wearing my Nobbies, and I am feeling much more comfortable in the nether regions than Keelan. And I think you can tell just by the way that we're sitting. So make sure you jump on Nobby.com.au. Use code SOUNDOFF for $5 off your order and free shipping. Seriously, the best underwear in the game. I bought some the other day. They're on their way. I'm keen for my new fresh Nobbies. Get yours, guys and girls as well. Nobby.com.au. Use code SOUNDOFF. Support the brands that support our show, because that's how we make this amazing episode of training Keelan how to co-host happen. Who else are we sponsored by today?
No one else.
Trick question. Very well done. Great. Great job. I wanted to talk about something that just happened today for us, or yesterday for the listener, unless they're Patreon supporters, which, by the way, you can jump on and get extra bonus episodes. Jordan Shanks' producer has been arrested by the Fixated Persons Unit, which is an anti-terror unit of the police force, for the reporting that they've done on John Barilaro. I feel really strongly about this because I also do videos that are critical of important people, and I do a lot of political satire as well. Not to the extent and investigative extent that Jordan does, but I think that it's crazy, and seeing it made me really angry. There's actually a legal fund that is up at the moment that you can donate to. I've put in $100 of my own dollars, and I've also put in 1,000 of Keelan's money into that. And I think it's really important. It's a legal fund to help Christo, who's Jordan Shanks' producer, fight the case against him. It's should we recap what it's about? What are you looking up here?
I was just looking up that out of the top 20 trending things in Australia, 3 of them are related to Jordan.
Man, it's for someone who clearly wants Jordan to go away and all of this scrutiny to go away. John Barilaro is making it so much worse for himself. I support John's right to sue Friendly Jordies. I think it's kind of bullshit, and I hope that he loses the case. But I think that is suing someone for defamation, if you truly think what they have said is wrong and false, go for it. That's your right to do. I don't think that he will win, and I hope he doesn't win, but I celebrate his right to sue someone. If someone said some things that I thought were really false and damaging against me, it would be my right to sue them. Where I think John oversteps the boundaries is using an anti-terror squad, seemingly, allegedly, or apparently, getting this fixated persons unit to go to the house. That's like you getting arrested because of some shit that I've said.
Yeah.
I think it's real intimidation tactics, and also a really scary thing against journalism, because whether or not you like what Friendly Jordies does, whether you like his methods, he is a journalist. He doesn't work for ABC or the Herald Sun, but he is, at the end of the day, a journalist. He creates news content and investigates things and reports on the news and politicians and politics. It's journalism. So for a politician to call a fixated persons unit on someone, I think it's just intimidation and really scary. And what's to stop them doing it to any random ABC journalist that follows after them? Because what Christo did was he only approached John twice in person. Yep. Both of them were with cameras asking about a story that was in the news currently. Yep. It wasn't like him being stalked or harassed or outside his house or anything. They were both in public places. The first one was at an actual public announced event.
Yeah. He's been charged with stalking. I don't think you mentioned that.
Yes, he's been charged with stalking.
And then Jordan's been charged with defamation. Oh, no, not charged yet.
He's been sued.
Sued for defamation, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jordan's lawyer, the lawyer they've gotten to defend Christo also believes that Jordan may be charged. I would imagine that if Christo is, the next step is Jordan. Yes. But I man, like approaching a public politician twice with questions as a journalist, whether or not you work for a big media company or not, for you to get hit by the fixated persons unit is fucking crazy. If you don't know, the fixated persons unit is not supposed to be used for this, at least in my interpretation of it. They were founded after the Lint siege, after the terror attack. So they're supposed to stop terrorists, like the guy that killed JFK. That would be who the fixated person unit would be designed to stop. Not some employee of a YouTuber who is making videos. Defend that in court, in defamation, or refute the claims publicly as a public figure and a politician. To wield your power like that, I think, is really scary.
I could be wrong, but I think it was actually set up after 9/11. Because last night I was watching a VHS tape of, which is pretty funny, but it was a recording of Channel 10 News in 2001.
Oh, right.
And it went into this whole thing about how they were setting up an anti-terrorism organization.
Oh, okay, I read it was after the Lint siege.
Oh, I could be misinterpreting what I.
But I mean, it's the same shit. It's an anti-terror thing, not an anti-journalist thing. Like I think that because say this case sets a precedent. Say Christo loses the case, goes to prison. It sets a precedent. The Chaser have been doing this style of comedic journalism-esque type stuff for ages, where they run up on a politician. That's literally what Jordan and Christo did, where he dressed up as Luigi and created a comedy skit in person with John about a current news story. That's what the Chaser have been doing for years. I mean, this would be a current affair, do this type of shit all the time, where they run up on people, they find out where they'll be, they'll run up on them, they'll ask questions. The Herald Sun does this. Every single type of journalism institution has done this. I think that because Jordan is a YouTuber or an independent, they're just trying to intimidate him and outspend him, which John can obviously do as a very wealthy person. So I just thought it'd be important to talk about it. I think it's bullshit, and I hope that Christo gets out of this. Another thing that's really interesting is his bail conditions.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Which are fucking crazy, right? Because keep in mind, John Barilaro, what's his official position? He's a politician.
Deputy Premier of New South Wales.
Yeah, so really important in New South Wales where Christo lives, right? So one of the conditions is he's not allowed to have any images or caricatures of John on his phone or his technology, on his laptop, anything like that.
Yeah, I've got the...
Yeah, read them out.
I just got to find them 1 sec. Here we go. You have it read.
Okay. So there's 3 main ones. He's not allowed to approach or contact John unless it's through a lawyer. Okay, fair enough. I don't have any issue with that bail condition, whatever. Go within any 200 meters of anywhere John lives or works, whatever, cool. Possess or share images or caricatures of the protected persons. I think that's a little bit unreasonable considering he's the deputy, what is he?
Deputy Premier.
The deputy premier of the state that Christo lives in. I also read he's not allowed to publicly discuss him.
Or make any content related to making fun of him.
Yes. Which
So-
is crazy. That's like literally hitting him with a gag order.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that to a journalist like that worked for a big, you wouldn't be able to do that. They're doing it to him because he's an independent YouTuber journalist. I don't know. I think that's crazy. Like for a premier, for the police to say, hey, you're not allowed to talk about someone who represents where you live.
Yes.
Like that's some totalitarian shit. Like, hey, you're not allowed to talk about the prime minister ever.
Or even working on a video that Jordan's working on
Yeah.
as well, which I think
Yes.
is the most insane thing.
Well, that is like imagine if he worked at the ABC.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't be able to go to work if
Yeah.
the ABC were doing a story about one of the biggest politicians in the country.
Yeah, so Jordan had to put in like the description and
Mm.
his tweet to say that the only like explicitly say who was working on the video.
Yeah.
That Christo wasn't a part of it at all.
Yeah. Man, when I saw this happening, I just imagine if that was you. Like that's
Yeah.
essentially what has happened is imagine if Keelan got arrested because of the videos that I made with him. I would feel so fucking guilty. Like Christo's his own man and I'm sure he's not angry at Jordan, but I would feel so fucking guilty. Like, oops, like, you know, the Marxism video you and we made that together.
Yep.
Imagine if that shit just got you arrested. And didn't get me arrested. If we got arrested together, great, we're in it. It's the boys. Let's see if we win. But if it was just you, I'd be like, fuck, I hope this fundraiser goes well.
Similar to what Andrew Hansen was saying when all those cameramen got arrested during the
Yes.
Bin Laden sketch.
Yeah, that's true. During APEC, I didn't think of that. That's what we talked about with Andrew Hansen on his episode. A great listen, if you haven't seen it yet, is when they did APEC, it wasn't just them who got arrested. It was the camera guy and the producer and the editor and like people that weren't even there on that day. Like the intern who was interning for high school and got everyone coffee that morning. I think they executed that kid. So, which is a shame, but you know, comes with the job, doesn't it, Keelan?
Yep.
Good. A little loyalty test. Sorry, we just had to pause the camera there. We are back. So check out the links in the description and check out Jordan's video. Spread the word. I think it's a really important case for free speech. Whether or not you like Jordan or his takes on the liberals, the liberal government, or anything else that he's done, I think it's now, that stuff is now beside the point. I care a lot about it, so I might even make a video about it as well. So check that out, and best of luck to Christo. I hope Jordan doesn't get arrested next.
Yeah. Next video will be filmed by like their intern.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, if say Jordan goes,
Yeah.
I guess it'll be just their random editor. If you need a presenter, guys, I'll happily present one of the videos.
That's
But then what happens when I get arrested?
I
You know?
take over.
Maybe you know what? Maybe it'll be like all those movie scenes where where everyone stands up and goes, "I am friendly Geordies. I am friendly Geordies." Maybe it'll be that where they'll just start releasing scripts and
Yeah.
anyone can film a friendly Geordies video.
That's actually a really good idea for a montage.
Yeah. That would be good. You make one video with one script, but it's like 30 different people.
Yeah.
Some of them are filmed terribly on a webcam. One of them might be me. Another one might be just someone accosting John Barilaro outside his house.
What if it was John Barilaro?
Yeah,
just
that would be
participating?
good. A deep fake. That's how they do it. That's the next video is when Jordan gets arrested and then the editor gets arrested. The guy who writes the scripts has to learn how to make a deep fake. And John Barilaro runs the Friendly Geordies YouTube account forever.
You're giving away too many good ideas.
Another thing that happened recently was the I can't believe that I'm going to say this, the YouTube versus TikTok boxing event. But all these boxing matches, other than Logan and Jake Paul, anyone else in these boxing matches, it's just where careers go to die. If you're doing a boxing match, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, and that's what this was.
There were only, I think, how many fights were there? There was 4 fights.
4 fights, and what it was every fight was a YouTuber versus a TikToker.
That's right.
Which I think is unfair purely because I didn't watch all of the fights, but wouldn't almost every fight there'd be a big age difference? Like it would be, if you're a TikToker,
Yes.
it'd be like a 17, or I assume an 18, 19-year-old versus like a 25-year-old.
This is Deji versus his guy. Look at the age difference. It's like 10 years there.
Oh, but Deji lost that fight, which is not
Yes.
surprising considering he looks like too mad there.
And then there was Bryce Hall versus Austin McBroom.
Austin McBroom,
And he's
who's a family vlogger, but he must be like,
He's in his mid-30s.
yeah. Did he win?
Yeah,
trashed him.
he demolished.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who else was there? There was
a TikToker versus a YouTuber I didn't know called Gib or something, and that fight,
yeah.
the guy called Gib, I watched a few clips of it, demolished the TikTok guy, but it was listed as a draw. So now everyone's yelling about, oh, maybe it was rigged.
Jake Paul fought him once.
Oh, that's right. Jake Paul trashed him. That's how I
And
know
won.
the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, okay. Gib came back with a vengeance. Took all his frustrations out on a TikTok kid.
One of the pre-show entertainment things I had DJ Khaled rapping.
But this is the shit with these types of events is like, I always think, oh, I wonder if they made a lot of money. And then I hear they got fucking DJ Khaled to perform. Surely he's not touching the stage for less than like $100,000.
What also confuses me is every single time there's a new boxing match, it's run by someone else. First it was YouTube, then it was Triller. Now it's called Social Gloves.
Social gloves.
That's, yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's where are these companies coming from and how do these YouTubers keep scamming them?
Yes.
Like if you're
Yes.
not Logan and Jake Paul, those two are probably the only people I feel like they could make a lot of money for a company that signs up. That's why they're with Showtime.
Yeah.
Showtime saw them do it and they're like, okay, these guys are legit. They can make money. They can rile up an audience that will actually pay for it. These other weird apps and companies.
Showtime released the stats from the Logan Paul Mayweather fight. 1 million pay-per-view sold.
Sold?
Yeah.
What the? That's like 50 million.
But wasn't it expected that
Oh, no,
Mayweather was
going to
make
good.
100 million?
I think they were expecting $200 million
Yeah.
gross.
I think actually Mayweather was saying that his boxes that he was wearing was worth $30 million.
Yeah, it's all the money's in sponsorship and stuff. Although, is that just Showtime's number? Because wasn't there a nut like Fan Mio? Does that count?
Oh, I don't know. Is that associated with?
I'm not sure.
I think there's like 3 or 4 different companies involved because Australia had a whole different one.
Yeah, that's another thing that I don't really understand about these boxing ones is like, it's like one company does it, but then you can also buy a ticket through all these other companies. It's like, I get that if it was an in-person type thing where you go to your local bar and pay for it. But if it's the internet, why do multiple companies need to be involved? It's the internet.
Yeah.
It's a really confusing business. I don't pretend to understand it, but I do love the idea of just platforms versus platforms.
I want to show you this video, the DJ Khaled performing.
Yeah.
And then the music gets turned off while he's singing.
Oh, yes. Was the audience supposed to be singing along?
I think they
They're
just
not.
turned it off. I'll play it again.
He seems surprised.
Because he just stopped singing mid-sentence.
He's surprised, but he's like, all I do is win. Fuck, I've lost my place. I've lost my place. Come on, guys. And now I got to pretend that everyone's singing when they are clearly not.
interested
I
at
love
all.
DJ Khaled. He's so funny in like, who the fuck likes him? He's like, he is Kim Kardashian of the music world. He's famous because he's famous.
I watched so much Keeping Up with the Kardashians while I was in Canberra.
They released their last season, huh?
It's good.
Yeah, it's got to be good. They kind of pioneered like reality TV. Like they made it as popular as it is.
Yeah. I'm a big Keeping Up with the Kardashians fan.
She's getting divorced from Kanye, right?
Hey, I'm not up to that part yet. I've
Well,
only
it's
watched
on Twitter.
I've
It's
only
not-
watched the
it's-
first few
it's-
episodes.
It's real. You know that they're real people.
Yeah.
But you don't want spoilers
I don't want spoilers.
because reality
She's
is
only-
actually ahead of the reality TV.
She's still studying for her bar exam at this point in the series that I'm up to.
She's going to become a lawyer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So no spoilers. I don't want to hear about it. I'm
Okay.
still watching it.
Great. Well, Kanye dies. Killed by a meteor, strikes the earth, wipes out most of the population. It gets fucking crazy. The meteor was actually just Kim's ass. She did a bomb in a pool and took out all of Seattle.
Real quick before we move on, I have an unpopular opinion about
Okay.
these boxing matches.
Not surprised.
I'm actually excited for the future of TikTok YouTube boxing.
Really?
Yes. Did you see
Why?
how much hype there was around the Bryce Hall fight?
I liked the platform versus platform beef.
Yeah. Everyone on
that's
Twitter
fun.
was watching it.
Yeah. But there is a limit to that, like you couldn't have YouTube versus YouTube kids.
No, but
Minecraft YouTubers are doing that enough, actually. Maybe you could have YouTube versus, I tweeted this, YouTube versus YouTube employees.
Yep.
So you have Ethan Klein, Casey Neistat, Mr. Beast.
fuck, that
Well,
scared the shit out of me.
versus Susan Wojcicki.
Yeah.
Maybe the CEO of Google.
Or the guy who creates videos for YouTube Creator Studio.
Yeah, one of those guys. Or the janitor. He doesn't speak much English, but he looks like he could fuck up Casey Neistat,
Yeah.
I think that would be really good. What other platforms could you have?
Reels versus TikTok.
Yeah. It'd be a bunch of TikTokers versus no one. there is no real. I think I might be the only guy on earth who's ever created content for Reels with Real Talk.
Yeah.
It'd be 10 TikTokers versus me. I reckon I'd win.
Vimeo versus the Hub.
You could do. You could have Riley Reid versus who the fuck makes videos on Vimeo?
Oh, I used to watch one guy. I can't remember his name though.
You watched the guy on Vimeo?
Yeah.
You got some weird interests. How about this? You have Throwback versus the Future. You have MySpace versus Vero. Again, it would be me versus anyone on MySpace. I'm the only person on Vero. It's the
You'd have-
future of social media. Guys, get on it.
Tom from MySpace, Mark Zuckerberg.
That's better.
Yeah.
CEOs of platforms. Who do you think is the toughest multi-billionaire CEO? It's got to be Bezos.
Yeah.
I think. Bill Gates, it would lose every fight. I think he looks frail.
What about the CEO of Netflix?
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Isn't he? From memory.
Like just muscular big.
Yeah, he looks like a big. Okay, so him and Jeff Bezos would be the heavyweight title fight. You could have. You know what?
Wait, is
I
that
think
a
that
Chinese guy.
Jack Ma.
Versus Mark Zuckerberg. That'd be about the same size.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Although Mark Zuckerberg's been learning weapons for some reason. Did you see that video of Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
Throwing a javelin with earmuffs on. What are you protecting your ears from? There's no noise.
Yes, that's right.
That was good. Oh, you could have. Here's a good matchup for Bill Gates. He's a real frail guy. Hard to find someone in his weight class. You go Bill Gates versus Steve Jobs. I would still put my money on Steve.
Yeah. Bill, have you, unrelated.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, have you seen his sexting messages between him and the girl he was having an affair with?
No.
I can't remember what they said, but it was leaked a few years ago, and that's why he got divorced with his wife.
Yes.
But he had a very public affair, and it was the blandest, most uninteresting messages between them, and that was sexting.
That's great. At exactly 6:30 p.m., I would like to have sexual intercourse with you in the missionary position for the purposes of pro recreation only. She looks like a gargoyle. She got her claws in him. I feel sorry for Mackenzie. I mean, I don't. She became the richest woman on the planet through divorce.
Well, maybe her versus J.K. Rowling, if we're just talking about rich people.
Yeah, rich billionaires. You need to fill up the that's what actually what is missing from all of these like boxing matches. No women. I think the first ever woman versus woman YouTuber boxing match would go off.
Erica Costello.
Who's that? Oh, some woman that's in Team 10. Okay.
Catherine
I think
McBroom.
that looking at the sound off section, you're going to have a lot of really positive feedback from the first half of your performance review.
Yeah, okay.
And then followed up by a lot of either much more positive or real negative feedback just based off this chat.
It's starting to become quite niche now.
Yeah. No,
Austin McBroom's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Austin McBroom cheated on his wife with Erica Costello.
oh, so those two fight.
So I think that's a good fight.
And whoever wins gets Austin McBroom. That's good. Or they both fight Austin at the same time.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. How about this? How about
Pretty sure he fights Catherine McBroom regularly, and there's proof of that.
Well, Keelan might be sure of that. I would like to say allegedly, because that's the first I've heard of that.
This is all
It's all
satire
performance and satire and rumor. How about this? Trisha Paytas versus iJustine.
Unfair.
Yeah, weight
Trisha
class
Paytas
off there.
would sit on it.
Yeah, great. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up there for us. That might be bring us to the end of the episode. Are we
I didn't
missing
tell you about the
anything, Keelan?
fights that I almost got in.
You got into some fights.
I almost got in a fight with a homeless guy.
Oh, that's a good title. Okay,
Should I say it now or should I save it?
for the next time you co-host, which will be
I'll just tell you.
never.
Yeah.
Is that like a fight bell?
Yeah. Oh, great.
Why were you playing it?
Oh, for fun. In
Okay, for no reason. That's much better then. Great.
Okay. In Canberra. Wait, hang on. This is my fight story. That sucked. In Canberra, let me restart again. I went.
There's nothing to restart. Or you've only said in Canberra. That's the start. How did
Yeah.
you fuck that up?
Okay. I went for
Hang on, start again.
last Monday morning,
Start again.
9 a.m.
In Canberra.
Last Monday, which would have been I'm not sure. Monday morning, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
I wake up.
Yeah.
Housemates are making some noise. Do you want the full story or the shortened version?
The good version.
Oh, okay. I had to go to get an eye test at about 11 a.m.
Okay.
So I hopped on one of those electric scooters
Yeah.
and made my 20-minute journey into the city.
Yeah.
I get my eye test. This is all completely irrelevant. I get
Give me the short version. Okay. Give me the short version.
back on a scooter to go home.
Did you pass the test?
One of my eyes failed.
Okay.
That's another story. We can tell that later.
No, well, yeah, maybe next time you guest host.
My right eye.
What about the left eye? All right, yeah. Then what happened? Who'd you spit on?
No, as I'm getting my scooter, my Beam scooter, a man comes up to me and he looks a bit rattled up.
Yeah.
He looks like he's covered in blood and he looks homeless, but that's okay. We don't judge here. I'm not a judgmental person.
If I saw a guy covered in blood who looked homeless, I'd judge the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
For sure. I would judge him as a danger and I'd move away.
And he was absolutely on drugs.
Yeah.
But I'm a helpful guy. I'm a charitable guy when I feel like it.
You are the least street smart person I've ever fucking met. It's a wonder you survived Frankston.
You know what?
You're like, oh, a homeless guy covered in blood, high on drugs? What's going on, mate? Do you want to hang out? Jump on the back.
I told Phoebe the story.
Do
And
you need a ride? I'm an Uber driver.
I'm charitable when at the wrong moment, but I always know when it's the wrong moment.
No, you don't.
No, because at the time I'm like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, okay.
I always think that.
But you do it anyway.
Yes.
So that's worse.
I was being charitable. I'm a charitable guy.
I'm a savings guy when it comes to that.
I'm a savings guy. I want to save this guy's life.
Okay.
And he comes up and he starts rambling to me and he's like, oh, no one's giving me the time of day. Can I please talk to you? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And he says,
If no one's giving you the time of day, I would look in the mirror and go, am I covered in blood? Did I just murder someone?
and I give him the time of day. He explains to me that he got in a fight with his girlfriend and his girlfriend hit
won.
him several times with a hammer
Fuck.
and then goes, but I can't get to the hospital. I have no money.
Okay.
And I go, okay. And he shows me his hand and one of them's like swollen to the, like
Yeah.
really badly and the other one's fine.
Yeah.
I go, okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
How would you like me to help? And he goes, can I please have some money so I can catch a bus? And I say, I'm not going to give you money to catch a bus, but I will give a taxi driver money to drive you to the hospital.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, that's all good. That's all good. You just give me the money. And I go, I'm not giving you the money. Back and forth like that. And I go, it's all good, man. I want to help you
Yeah.
get to the hospital. And then he starts getting really aggravated with me. And I go, I'm trying to help you get to a hospital. And anyway, I see a taxi and I flag the taxi down and the taxi stops and I pull out $20 and I go to give it to him and dude starts yelling at him, like having a massive go at me. Oh, I just want the fucking money. I was like, dude, chill. And then I like kept trying to get him into the taxi until eventually he like, I was just like, well, fuck you, dude. I was trying to help you and I scooted away.
And
I'm a charitable guy.
and the moral of the story is never help someone less fortunate.
I tried.
Yeah, you did.
I
try.
was doing the right
You
thing.
did the right thing. I
Yeah.
think that's the right thing to do. If he's going to fight you on whether or not he should go to the hospital when he clearly should have, I guess, nothing else you can do.
Would have got him an Uber, but it would have been like $30 and fuck that.
I would have just given him the scooter. Mate, hop on, go wherever you like. I'm going to cancel it in 30 minutes. You have 30 minutes to get to the hospital. And then you would just watch him just do circles. Probably running over his girlfriend.
Poor guy. Hope he's okay.
Me too. Well, what a high note to end the episode on. I personally, performance review, I think we could have done without that.
Oh, what?
Well, I just think that we were on a high.
That
with
was
the
a-
boxing stuff. It was going great. We were riffing about theoretical
Yeah.
boxing matches.
That was a good story.
It was a sad story.
Okay, upon retrospect,
Yeah.
sure. Maybe
Right.
you should have left it out.
You did tell me before the episode that there was another fight story that you had. Does this have a happy ending? Can you redeem yourself here?
No.
Okay, well then I guess that's it. Thank you very much, guys. That's the end of the episode. Please do write your performance review in the sound off section. Check out nobby.com.au and Luke will be back next episode, hopefully. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you in a few days.
I'm a savings guy.